But if you print shit, they want to put you under their credit.
Yeah. Because the crazy thing is, when you apply for credit, you're applying for your own shit.
That's right.
And then they're not supposed to deny you.
They can't deny you unless you don't know the law. If you don't check them, which 99% of people, I'm talking Esau and Jake, it doesn't matter. 99% of the people don't know the real system behind the system. So when you go to buy you the car, and then they turn around and for 2 hours they're on a phone call in the back. For 2 hours, they're going to the treasury, getting the full payment, and then set up. Now you got to pay me with interest. And if you don't, I'm going to take the car back on top of already got paid.
That's how you know the system is about to collapse. And you got American citizens that are actually accessing their treasury now because of what? The internet, right? All that's really that's the written that they want to because a lot of that information. A lot of the information on a lot of the programs that they got going on that are completely crooked and illegal according to the law of the land. Title 4D being one of them, and a lot of that is on TikTok. A lot of lawyers and ex-lawyers and ex family support workers and IRS workers are telling you, giving you the true skinny, right? And then so what people don't realize is that it's true. That your social security number is connected to a bank account that's worth millions. All right, is worth millions, and certain people have the knowledge to access it, and then you can use your own social security number to pay off debts and purchase shit.
Fiduciary.
Fiduciary, exactly, brother.
Yeah, you might know.
So exactly.
Now break it down.
So you become the because I got papers in the mail. For the code, basically no one can touch my social security number. They have to actually have an access code to do it now. So certain people can't come after it, go after your bank account and shit like that. But see, they don't want citizens to know and understand that sort of thing. Because if everybody did it, then you could be just like them.
That's right. That's why they took civics out of the schools too. So you don't have access to the full law to know your full ramifications, what you can do.
Yeah.
Back in college and high school, you were taught civics. And I'm talking about the inner mechanism of the court, the system, the law, the whole nine. They don't teach it anymore.
Yeah, they took that away in the early 80s for the most part.
But as more people get hip, the thing is they just gonna change the goalpost.
They gonna change
the whole thing. Yeah, that's exactly it. Y'all. The whole thing with the chip is free or bond, rich or poor. So it don't matter if you get your strong man and cancel it.
Exactly.
They ain't give a fuck.
They gonna just the horns just gonna come out and say, "Let our strength be the law of justice."
That's what we get into because that's what we get into because all this is going to lead up to the rebellion because people are starting to defeat the system and they can't have that.
Exactly.
So, like you said, they're gonna just pull off the mask.
If it wasn't for you meddling kids,
right? That's the devil, right? They gonna pull. You gonna think it's a devil mask? He gonna pull off the mask and still the devil. you know? And he gonna let look. We the devil. We the deceiver.
That's it.
Right? And right.
So we change your shit around.
Right. And look. So now we're not asking you for it. We taking your shit.
That's it.
Right. And I'm about to send these robots and these super soldiers and all these
these drones.
Right. And to go exactly. And that's what they're about to do, man. That's what we're heading for.
Right. Hey, at the end of the day, hey, you found us out. Well, hey, survival of the fittest.
Congratulations.
Yeah. Now find out the next thing we about to do.
Find out which FEMA kept your ass going.
Right.
Exactly.
Let me just use this pin.
You know they get right, and you know they got them camps. You know they're gonna have them camps for those people that there's no return.
That's right.
Then they gonna have the camps for the people that that's gonna take the stripes and be good little doing worker bees, good little worker ants. But then you they got those that they know are rebellious and gonna be on that. Fuck you. If I get my hands loose from these shackles, I'm putting them around your neck. Exactly. So they know that the difference between it's kind of like the difference between 501c3 sellout camps,
right.
And then people who really risk their lives and freedom to push the word of Yahweh Shema Shai, and those who taking payments and changing up the doctrine and thinking they're gonna have an easy way out.
And they're gonna have a rude awakening too,
and not teaching the flock that those days are coming.
That's right.
Like it's not gonna happen, man. It's like if you take that Band-Aid, you're not gonna get myocarditis or some shit or worse.
But they don't really believe in the Lord anyway. They
Clearly.
because if you believe in the Most High, you wouldn't even have to trust in this system. You trusted in Esau still.
Yeah,
You know, so
you don't need a 501c3 to be tax exempt.
No, but if you want to live free, if you want to live good and live pleasurably,
so crazy,
right?
See, but you give credence to them because you don't need the 501c3. There's churches that went without the 501c3 and they stayed small and they kept their what the
No
bell.
matter how big the church is, you can be a mega church.
Yeah, true.
I looked it up the last time I mentioned this. Yeah, you don't need it at all. That's
You
bullshit.
just say you a church.
So they on bullshit.
Yeah,
That's the point.
Yep.
Then they, like he said, they don't believe in the Lord.
This is back in Habakkuk 2. I'm gonna read this verse over. Should not all these take up a parable against him and a taunting proverb against him, and say, "Woe to him that increases that which is not his." Woe means destruction. How long? And to him that ladeth himself with thick clay. And this goes back to that your gold and silver is cankered. All right, your proverbial gold. Now, for one, it's no more gold and silver. They put the whole world on a debt-based system when they got rid of the gold standard for the world. Bread and wood. That's right. All right. So now the whole world is on a debt-based system. And now the whole world is ready to burn her with fire, like it says in James 5. They shall eat you with fire. All right. The whole world is fucking, no matter what happens next, when the dollar crashes, no matter how good these countries prepare themselves, their economies crash together.
Right.
Which is perfect because it allows for what the chip to be put and set up in place. That's the answer, right?
And
But
that song from something a small one of those Hobbit movies. Dude was talking about we gonna all burn together.
Yeah.
You know, you just made me think about it, brother. They're gonna all burn together. Basically, he's saying when we go down. One of them movies.
That's my shit.
He says when we go down, we gonna all burn together.
That's what they set up with. So it says
that's not serious.
shall they not rise up suddenly that shall bite thee, and awake that shall vex thee, and thou shalt be for buoys unto them. That's exactly what the Elder Malcolm said in the midst of that James 5. What Japan says, we must restore honor to Japan against the West. These other countries are ready to, they realize they got a crappy deal. All right, you've been fucking them over. That's Nahum the 3rd chapter. All right, that's why it says the prancing horses. All right, the bodies in the streets. There will be invasions in America. These countries are pissed off, man. They fucked the world up, man.
That's right, man.
All right, and you tricked them to get on a damn debt-based system. All right, you gave them this fucking bullshit dream. To be oppression.
Right.
That's why this place is called the oppressing city.
Right.
America.
America.
Amara, bitter ka to you.
Right.
America by its name is if you come over here, it's bitter to you. Whoever the fuck come over here.
Right.
And I just want to say this from what you said. Don't think that Japan ancestors don't forget and remember Nagasaki and Hiroshima.
Well, that's what Malcolm was saying.
Yeah, because that was not, I was only 30, 40, 50 years ago, descendants upon descendants. They're looking at grandmama, great grandmama, oh, they got dropped on the bomb. That's still fresh.
Ain't no forgetting that.
Yeah, because that's fresher than slavery.
Yeah.
So you know they remember that shit. That's why that young Shogun dude just said that you know the Japan's still needs to redeem its honor against the West. They have not forgotten.
They still got
Verse
big ass bodies.
Habakkuk 2:8. Because thou hast spoiled many nations, all the remnant of the people shall spoil thee, because of men's blood and for the violence of the land of the city and of all that dwell therein. So, oh damn, I gotta read the next verse. Woe to him that coveteth an evil covenant to his house, he may set his nest on high, that he may be delivered from the power of evil. Thou hast consulted shame to thy house by cutting off many people and hast sinned against thy soul. So East America and Esau in general, but mainly America, all you have left next is destruction. The whole world is against you. Hey, what did it say? All you that been to bow, aiming to Babylon. You're fucked, man.
Perfect.
I got scripture. This is Psalm 37. I'm gonna do 35 and jump to 38. Psalms 37 and 35. I have seen the wicked in great power and spread himself like a Green Bay tree. 38. But the transgressors shall be destroyed together. The end of the wicked shall be cut off. So that's like you said, everybody wants to abandon this motherfucker and say, hey, let the chips fall where they lay. Let them fall where they go fall. Hey, we go pull ourselves away from America and they money, they debt-based system and everything else. And wherever they wind up, let them wind up.
Wherever they may.
I got a quick.
Right, that's what he said. That's what he said.
Isaiah 10:1. It says, "Woe unto them that decree unrighteous decrees of right grievousness which they have prescribed." Like these devils gonna try to just put their own bullshit anyway. So no matter how much you think that you gonna try to come against them, they're gonna just change every goddamn thing any goddamn way and put you with an MOTV, and then you're gonna have to be a total slave to their ass anyway, man.
Like Yak said, they moved the goalposts. That's what happened. I beat them in their own court of law. All right, and they changed the goalposts. The goalposts. All right,
Change the game.
They changed the game. All right, they got around their own law quicker than that. You know, right? You have to be quicker than that.
That's it.
Give me that they should all burn them with fire. I got that again, brother.
The James 5.
Oh yeah, this is James chapter 5 and verse 3. It says, "Your gold and silver is cankered, and the rest of them shall be a witness against you, and shall eat your flesh as it were fire. Ye have heaped treasure together for the last days." And it says, "Behold, the hire of the laborers who have reaped down your fields, which of you is kept back by fraud cries, and the cries of them which have reaped are entered into the ears of the Lord of Sabaoth. You have lived in pleasure on the earth and been wanton. You have nourished your hearts as in a day of slaughter."
Right. So you got this damn devil talking about some white supremacy to make America great again shit. Niggas are still in jobs. No, you hired niggas for cheap labor. In fact,
you hired spiggers for cheap labor.
Yeah, the only reason slavery so-called ended, quote unquote, it didn't. It just became corporate slaves. But the only reason it ended in America is the same reason it ended in England, which happened in England first. It was because if they continue to have free labor, there would be no need to hire crackers. So they said, well, let's go ahead and end slavery. Therefore, we can have a so-called job market. It was bullshit. So we have a fake job market for you crackers.
Right, because the poor crackers didn't have shit. Only the wealthy ones. All right. But
so really, we did niggas was stolen. Like we wanted to be over here and working for your ass and getting paid cheap labor. All right, getting paid cheap for rigorous labor.
Right.
That's madness, man. You think niggas wanted to pick your cotton? You think niggas wanted to work in your steel mills before they had some sort of safety regulations? All right, you think niggas wanted to do that?
Right.
All right.
Niggas don't want to do it now.
That's madness, man. Niggas would gladly trade spaces with you and let you go do that shit. And let you get fucked over while the company is making, just throwing a number out there, 40 million, and the whole workforce is making 10,000.
Come on, man.
Just to put a fraction to it.
And that's how it is, man.
It was crazy too. These Edomites, these kids of the Edomites that was plumbers, that was in the steel mills, they told their kids to go to college. Like a lot of these kids, they fucking soft and weak, man. They don't want to. Esau kids don't want to go work in the steel mill. They don't want to go. Hey, Jake,
sit behind the desk.
Right?
They don't want to even do that.
Jake running to the steel mill like, well, you don't want it with, and so they give it a job to who the fuck want it, because they gotta keep their company running, so they ain't got no choice.
Now,
you know what I mean? So yeah, no, I've been in the steel mill. They treat Jake like shit.
Of course,
like
shit.
Yeah. And then Esau, like, man, these motherfuckers will talk to you like literally like you a slave, and then like
And
literally.
then they know you want that job, so they know if you know
they
you
talk
right,
to you like
you see
shit.
people get fired. So guy that want to keep his car. Now you got a car, you got a house, you got a wife, you get debt, you got a wife, you got children. So so you like shit. If I run my mouth, if I punch this motherfucker, I'm gonna lose my job. So
Toby wants to stay, man. So
right.
Toby's a good boy.
Right.
Toby wants to stay.
It's Toby. Right. And then Toby gonna snap on other niggas. Right. To keep them in line.
Keep turn the fit.
Right.
He gonna become
They
Steve.
go, yeah, you're a good boy, Toby.
Right.
Like, we gonna keep Toby around.
They say that's okay. Toby can stay.
Hey, but that goes to the scripture. The pit you dig, you gonna fall into it.
But look, I put up those lyrics, man. I want to read some of them. This is from the name of the song is "I See Fire," all right, and fire is coming, and it says, "Oh, misty eye of the mountain below, keep careful watch over my brother's souls, and should the sky be filled with fire and smoke, keep watching over Durham's sons. If this be the end in fire, then we shall all burn together. Watch the flames climb high into the night, calling out, oh Father, stand by, and we will watch the flames burn up our Auburn on the mountainside high. If we should die tonight, then we should all die together. Raise a glass of wine for the last time." So Esau knows that that this is his time is up. And this dude is a Jake too. This old redhead. He's just a pale ass nigga. He's
Ginger nigga.
Yeah, he's just a ginger nigga, exactly. But nevertheless, the song is heavy, man. It's heavy, and the Lord is about to bring fire upon Babylon. All right, and from its former friends and allies, right? And his friends and allies don't feel like they're friends at all, man. Right? Like Joanna always jokes about E2 Brutus. E2 Bruti, right?
And you know those cliche saying, with friends like you, I don't need enemies.
Exactly.
I got scripture. This is
no kidding.
This is Revelations 12. I'm gonna start in 12. Therefore rejoice, ye heavens, and them that dwell in them, which is talking about the hopefully elect. So all this shit that's going on, the Lord telling us to rejoice, right?
Yep.
It says, woe unto the inhabitants of the earth and of the sea, for the devil is come down unto you having great wrath, because he knoweth that he has but a short time.
He knoweth he has but a short time, so he gonna be treacherous as fuck, man.
Yes.
That was his movie. I'm forgetting the name of the movie, man, but it was about a Russian legion, a small group, not a legion, but a small group, like a recon group that got caught behind enemy lines.
Right.
And as they were trying to get away, and this is one of the movies that proved that Jake was in the Roman army. That was, because there was a Jake with them, and it was, and they were scattered. They got fucked up in battle, and they were trying to run and get up out of there, and so they were all trying to make it back, and it had little pockets of them, like 2 or 3 of them here, 2 or 3 of them here, and this is one. The Jake is with the white dude. And the white dude is injured, and he trying to help him, and they running, and it wasn't even soldiers on their ass. It was a pack of fucking wolves.
Oh, damn.
All right, but they had their swords and some of their armor on, but they trying to go. And so the dude and the Jake is fast as fuck. So the dude's like, cried out, and so Jake went back to help him, and he slipped Jake's hamstring, and he limped off. And left Jake to fucking fight to the death against the wolves and shit. You cannot trust, huh?
Never trust that.
You can't give me that in second Ezra's, man. And so America is showing its teeth, man. It is a ravening wolf, man. It's a fucking beast with rabies. Right. He's gonna bite you and you're gonna go mad and be alphabet and all kind of weird shit. Paint your fingernails and just strange weird shit like that fighter last night. That shit was so fucking aggravating, man.
That's why he got his ass beat.
Yeah, he did catch the flop, didn't he?
It's Sirach 12.
Took away his power.
And man, I'm gonna start it. Let me start at 8. It says a friend cannot be known in prosperity, and an enemy cannot be hid in adversity.
Perfectly, because thinking on that movie when they were drinking and being soldiers, here was his homie. When he was in battle, they fighting together and clashing the swords, and but as soon as shit got bad, and it came down to right, and it wasn't like my man's had still been helping him the whole time,
right?
And he's like, fuck, he realized, shit, I'm too slow, man. I ain't fast as this motherfucker. And he did what he did, and Jake Gunboy ass went back there to help him, and he trying to help him up, and he hamstrung his ass.
Damn.
You know?
That's some bullshit.
And this nigga on the ground hobbling with a sword with a fucking pack of wolves coming at his ass.
Man, I'll kill that Edomite right there and let.
But no, he wasn't expecting it. The dude cut him and ran off. You know, he was like, you know, if he knew the dude was treacherous, he just would have kept running.
Right.
You know, but that's why the Lord told us to never trust God fucking enemy.
Right. It says in the prosperity in the prosperity of a man's enemies will be grieved, but in his adversity even a friend will depart. It says, never trust thine enemy, for like as iron rusteth, so is his wickedness. So you know that's why the scriptures say prove a friend, man. All right, because a friend gonna be there through thick and thin, man. You know, hey, that's why the Lord called the prophets his friends. But Esau, this nigga time and time again has shown you he your enemy. Just like the scriptures say, in his prosperity, your enemy gonna be grieved. Nigga, that's why Tuscaloosa, Oklahoma happened.
Yep.
That's why Black Wall Street. I mean, what's the other one in Chicago?
The Black Belt.
The Black Belt. That's
Bronzeville.
That's why that happened. That's why Bronzeville happened. You know, that's why that happened. You know, because Esau, he was grieved to see Jay doing good.
All them drowned towns and burned towns across America, man.
All
right, which was a plan. Well, that means that the Edomites, they didn't have cell phones, so they was on the tap.
Morse code.
It was Morse code.
Jake didn't see it coming.
You know, we gonna get these niggas. Man. I don't even think the phone had come out yet. So yeah,
to this day,
so they planned this. This was a planned thing. So that means that city governments and police officers, everybody was in fucking involved.
To this day, the Tulsa, Oklahoma, whatever, the Air Force, the Army, and all Army. That's the only time all parts of the United States Army actually went in and took them down. There was never ever an attack on American soil to even though they were considered citizens, because they sent the air, they sent the military, the Air Force, the whole nine. They did the whole nine. They sent Air Force, the Army man, the tanks, the troops, the whole nine.
They dropped bombs on them.
Yes. And that's not the first time either. They've done that several times. Yep.
And this was
goddamn police dropped bombs in Baltimore.
Yeah, Baltimore. Out the helicopter.
On J communities, man.
Yeah.
That scripture come to life because I remember when I was 16, this Edomite, he was an old ass. I think he was a fucking one of them elites. To be honest, one of them fucking elites. He dropped some money, and one of my guys went and gave him the fucking money. I'm like, why the fuck would he get this old ass Edomite the money? And the Edomite said, why would you give me this money? He said, after all the things we did to y'all.
They recognize it.
He probably dropped it out.
They actually recognize.
He said, you should have kept this money, and you should have kept this money and walked away with it. He said, because I would have did the same thing. I would have took this. I wouldn't have gave this.
Did he give him anything? Like, here you go.
He didn't even give him the money back.
He just get right. So
no reward.
He gave you some. I gave you some. Here's a tip for you.
Gave some.
Right, man, should have kept the money. Wow.
Yeah, he would have kept it.
That was the crazy part. But that didn't show you that he was saying that never trust your enemy. He was letting us know that. And I'm like, and I'm just listening to him, but it dawned back to me because I'm like, damn, that was probably one of them fucking elites, man.
I think it was.
He was old as fuck, bro.
He just was
Just
a real
Edomite.
He was a real Edomite that
Told you the truth.
That
I'm a snake.
Right. This verse 11. It says, though he humble himself and go crouching, yet take good heed and beware of him, and thou shalt be unto him as if thou hast wiped a looking glass, and thou shalt know that his rust has not been altogether wiped away. So just because he act like he's doing some type of good to you,
right?
All right, because look what Planned Parenthood did. Look what the Section 8 did.
Right.
It may seem like he was doing something good, but that's why you got a bunch of little monsters running around. These little niggas really have no. They living in the fucking video game.
And did you hear what Vance said? His first Vance said, right? But Vance said his first his mission. They asked Vance, the vice president, when you come in, what's your first thing that you're going to attack as vice president? He said, Section 8 and the fraud in it. So all them bitches who've been living in Section 8 all those years.
But he's not going to attack the fraud in Title 4D though.
Oh no.
No. He will go to the niggas that been taken Section 8.
Trump.
But there's more Edomites on Section 8.
He finna fuck his own.
No,
He finna fuck his ass.
them too. Anybody who's been using the system, according to them, and one of the nigga women who work for Section 8, she came out too and said, "Don't think that we don't know where y'all at. We don't think that we don't know
everybody.
what y'all doing, what y'all do in other cities, and y'all moving around." She said, "We see a paper trail for everything y'all do, and they're about to come." And basically, if you that's what them bitches get. I'm happy for them. All right, they chose the system over their man. They had all these goddamn kids,
Badass
and
kids.
don't know. No, and those are the same ones that grow up and be shooting people in the gas station.
Monsters.
Run around in tight ass jeans with masks on.
I mean, when you go to the
How you gonna
project,
say tight jeans?
With a Glock in his purse.
right. Because when you go to these row houses, that's all that's in there. When you go to the row houses, I worked in them. When you go to the Dearborns, when you go to Cabrini Green, the little row houses that's left, it's all the nigga woman. Ain't no men in there. It's the nigga woman with their badass kids.
Oh, they
daughters
boyfriend.
Right.
Or they boyfriends.
Living in there legally.
Right.
Come on, bro. We know.
No, they actual men, the father and children don't live with them. No, the other niggas live with them.
It be the little niggas that's cracking them at the time.
It's a rotating order. Whatever
Thank
they
you.
fucking that week.
Right. That's it. Like fresh fruit, Benji.
Yeah, right.
I got a
What's up
question.
in season?
Bring it out, brother.
This Psalms 55:21. The words of his mouth were smoother than butter, but war was in his heart. His words were softer than oil, yet were they drawn swords.
Right.
He has an agenda behind everything, man. Even though it seems sweet and shit like that, the welfare, the Section 8, and this and that. He has a whole thing behind it, man.
Right.
This is war. It's been fucking war.
Hey, what's the other?
And the main goal was to destroy the family, man.
Yeah,
And that's exactly what they did. And now that very same system is destroying Edomites, white families. Now the same shit is happening to them. You got ghetto ass Edomite women with a whole bunch of baby daddies, the same and white dudes. All right. Yeah. So the same shit is the same shit. They doing the same shit. White women got multiple baby daddies that's fucking white.
And they get
jobs. They doing the same damn shit, man. And now it's destroying their family. And then of course you do have a whole bunch of white girls. They got because there's a common joke among white people. Every time they see a white girl with a melanated baby, they just assume she's a single mom because Tyrone is gone. That's a joke, right?
Now the funny thing is that they've done studies. If you take, they did it to animals, they did it to humans, and when they did humans, I'm talking about multicultural. You take, I don't care what group of people you would take. If you take all the resources out and give them limited resources, you take all their ways of making money out. I don't care what society. If it was they did it with monkeys, they're going to start acting a fool and raiding the other monkeys and being what you call a terror or just a nigger. The same thing that would be for any other so-called race. It doesn't matter. So when America's doing over here into America, now everybody's a nigger. They're making Esau a nigger. They're making China nigger. Whoever's over here who doesn't have an upper echelon, multi-billion-dollar level, it's no more middle class. It's either you fucking rich or you're fucking poor.
That's right.
They showing that in the new Squid Game season 2. When they was doing. I ain't gonna say too much, but this know what you just said. They was doing that, showing some nigga shit, bro. There was a lot of nigga shit going on.
It was based off of the story too.
That shit, wow.
Yeah, that's a spirit. I said that 2 nights ago on my live.
And it's like because the damn Squid Games is like them inside the field camps or some shit.
They said it's based off of true story.
Yeah,
they really had those games going on.
Yeah, I heard that it may be some truth behind it.
Yeah, it's kind of short. It was a work time for FEMA camp, like you said.
Same thing.
And so they said we're gonna play some games. You want to get out of here? This is what you got. If you survive, you get to go home with some shit.
They was still in their origins too.
What happened first? Remember years ago, like 3, 4, 5 years ago, The movie came out, and the movie, the bitch said, "Yeah, rich people really do this crazy shit."
The Hunch.
It was a wedding. It was funny.
Oh no! Yeah.
The Hunt.
Shit, yeah.
I know what he's talking
They
about.
was because they used to worship the devil. They had to play it. She had to take it. Hide and seek. That's what it was.
Hide and seek.
Yep.
Yeah, that's
It's
it.
hide and seek.
Yeah. You was gonna put me onto it.
Well, you mean when the chick went overseas to meet her Edomite family?
No, she brought the dude to the family.
Mm-hmm.
They was gonna get married.
right?
But the tradition was they had.
And it was called hide and seek, though.
It's called hide and seek.
Remember the devil
Okay.
had the seat at the end.
And then the whole family was like demonic as fuck.
Yeah, remember the devil at the end. The devil
Maybe it wasn't.
came in
Maybe
his
it
seat.
was.
The devil appeared in the seat. At the
Yeah,
end.
he was. They had a seat empty in case he shows up.
Yeah,
he showed up.
It's not called hide and seek.
Yeah, but it's not called hide and seek though. That's
Oh damn.
Yeah,
Okay.
That's the game they played.
So that's the game.
yeah. Yeah.
And they still
Ready or not, yo,
There we go.
whoever of the people that died in the
Here I come.
they steal their fucking organs and their eyes and use them and then give it to more wealthier people. So the more
Wow.
wealthier people,
It's just like it's just like they say that people who put organ donor on their license plates typically end up dead.
Yeah.
Especially if you're healthy.
Yep.
They got all your records. It's like, so they make this an easy database.
Right.
So you figure if you some Rothschild type motherfucker, it's like, oh,
Nigga had
Well,
folks
I
in
got
there.
the
say that, oh shit, this
Nigga
this
say
dude was
he put down that he's
21.
He's
He's O positive.
oh
Oh shit, he's O negative. Oh, when you O, you can get to anyone.
and majority of Jake is old.
Especially if you O, but if you O negative,
That's me.
all right. So if you O negative, you super special. So
That's fucked up.
oh no,
You can't have my
so am I. I mean, when I was in the Marine Corps, they told me I didn't know what the fuck he meant until someone explained it to me later. He said, "Shit, son, you go down, we put you on." So now I know because and guess what? Most Native Americans are O negative.
Yes.
Right? The majority of natives are O negative. But and it said something about O negative and endurance and running and strength. Yeah, they want that O negative. But O negative is a universal. They can donate to all blood types, but they can only receive blood from another O negative. So if you're not, O negative get hurt, they fuck. Right. But they can actually donate to anyone.
Yeah.
Right.
Well, they showing in the Street Fighter games. They talk about the blood type. They tell you that we O negative or this and that. They tell you that they've been programming motherfuckers for a long time, even in the fucking games, to let you know, like nigga, we coming to steal your fucking organs.
Wow. So once again, you put you put that information on your driver's license, and now they just have it's just a few computer strokes, and they got all your information, and then and then you could just be met with an accident, make it look like an accident, right? Or the white guys put on those prosthetic masks, and the prosthetic hands that come all the way up to their elbows. Put on the tight jeans and the shiesty.
Don't hit him here.
Right.
Hit him here.
Right.
You need that.
Exactly. So
hit him in his head. Don't
right.
hit him nowhere else.
Right. But we want the organ, so they roll up and and do the thing. Right. And then they put it on the news. Look what these niggas are doing to each other. Yes, and you think that this is we're not making this shit actually happens, man. All right. This is the type of things that they do, man.
In the hospitals too. And when you I was watching Evil, right? And Spirit had me, pick it back up. But they show you, and the dude in the hospital, he said, "Look, man, don't talk to these nurses. Don't be getting cool with them. Us like this, we don't live too long in place. It always be some mysterious accident or a medical something happened. When you in, you be fine. The next minute you gone. But they show you that that the nurses and the doctors are in cahoots. And then it showed the Roman Catholic Church too, how they behind all that shit and how they take your organs, they sacrifice you and take your fucking organs, man. So in most hospitals are funded by what? The Catholic Church, St. James, Aunt Martha's, all the them are Catholic owned hospitals, man.
And there's a communication that goes on in the hospitals
Yeah, the
Soon as a child is born, is a call made. Say, there's another child born to put you into the system, put you to the church. That's why they don't want you to have a baby that's not in the hospital. If you do a home birth, they really don't want you doing the home birth unless it's all tied into them, because then they can't.
And they can put some sort of paperwork connection to it.
Right.
Contractual law. You got to remember everything in Babylon is contractual law, man.
Right.
Hey,
this is Psalms 140:1. A psalm of David. Deliver me, O Lord, from the evil man. Preserve me from the violent man, which imagine mischiefs in their heart continually, and they gather together for war.
That's right.
They have sharpened their tongues like a sword.
He said they gather mischief continually. That goes into that Proverbs, I believe, where it said they can't even go to sleep unless they come up with some new way to come up. They lose sleep at night until they find another way to defraud you. Go ahead.
Yep. Continually they gather together for war. They have sharpened their tongues like a serpent. Adder's poison is under their lips. Selah. Keep me, O Lord, from the hands of the wicked. Preserve me from the violent man. Who have
read that over, man, and then pause after that. Selah. That's the point. Go ahead.
They have sharpened their tongues like a serpent. Adder's poison is under their lips. Selah.
Con, that goes back to the garden. All right, that serpent in the garden was not a damn snake that had legs.
Right.
He talked and then he got cursed and slithered.
Right.
No, that was the wicked that spoke lies, man. That's why the pause is right there. There's a deeper, revelation to it, man. The Revelation 12 also says the old serpent called the devil while talking about the Roman army. Esau Edom is the serpent that was in the garden, man.
That's right.
That's his line. That's what he starts with, right there.
Great.
Yep. Keep me, O Lord, from the hands of the wicked. Preserve me from the violent man who have purposed to overthrow my going.
That's the bloody man.
Yeah.
Right? That's Cain, the murderer.
Yeah.
Right. That's that, and that's very astute, because that's the through line. The Lord says, follow the precepts. Precept upon precept, precept upon precept. Follow the serpent precept. You'll find out who the fucking serpent is, and his mechanisms, and his traits, and his whole MO. Yep. And that's how we're supposed to know who he is today. If we're watching the Spirit of the Lord in these scriptures, and we're looking outside and seeing what we see today. Look at what one nation that has not had part of our spoils. You will see every goddamn nation has had a part of our spoils. Who spearheaded? Esau fucking Edom.
Hey, the scriptures referred to Cain is the devil for one. This is John 8:44. Ye are your father the devil, and the lust of your father ye will do. He was a murderer from the beginning.
And the first thing you have to do is go back to wherever the scriptures say who was the first fucking registered murderer from the beginning.
That's right.
And it turned out to be fucking Esau in disguise. God damn it. All right, Cain and fucking Abel.
Blackface Esau.
Come on, blackface Esau. And that's why the Lord took it. And that's why the Lord took his melanin. That's why the Lord took his melanin. All right. And I've been meditating on the scripture.
Imagine about living in a world with sun.
Yes.
And you have no protection from it.
Come on, brother.
That's a hell of a curse, man.
That's the proof.
Right?
That's the proof that they're the goddamn devil. Because the Lord said he took his fucking melanin, man.
A fucking vampire.
What's crazy?
In the shadows.
What's funny?
Speaking from the cave door, but don't want to go out in the sun.
What's crazy about it? They did the UV light. And watch people I was watching a video.
I saw that video.
And the sunscreen it put melanin and make them dark. So it was make them look black. I'm like, damn, that shit deep. That shit fucked me up. So
but us to be straight.
So to show you that there is no benefit at all to be born in daylight. It is no benefit to it in any way whatsoever. Physically,
Aaron said it was like being half dead.
Yes,
that's right.
When he got in the mirror, you can hear what he said. Why would she be like one that's born half dead?
Yeah,
that shit crazy.
That's right.
It says, and the bold, not in the truth, because there is no truth in them.
Zero.
When he speaketh a lie, he speaketh of his own, for he is a liar and the father of it. This is Esau Edom. He the father of lies.
Emergency.
He got a script.
I didn't want to say it, but yeah, emergency. Micah 6:12. This ties everything into one. The rich man, the violence, the blood. This is Micah 6:12. For the rich men thereof are full of violence, and the inhabitants thereof have spoken lies, and their tongue is deceitful in their mouths. This is Esau in totality, man. Violent, speaking with a forked tongue. All right.
Truth breaker, covenant breaker.
Right, everything.
Not honorable, man.
Right, brother. 500 plus treaties were made with the Gadites,
and broke
and they broke every one of them.
You ain't get America by a fair fight, nigga. It wasn't a fair fight. You know, I mean, the Lord gave it to you, of course, but your tactics was
treacherous.
He gave it to him how the Lord said he was going to get it.
Murderous.
Sword. Yeah, by a sword.
He used tactics.
Snake.
No, I did a lesson on that prime America Prime Evil series
on Netflix.
and it focused on the extermination of Gad out west in the Plains states by specifically the Mormons, but you know the other Christians did it too, because I actually did a lesson years ago about the same thing that happened with some Christians in Colorado, but this one was I think these were in the plains of Utah and that whole area when they were fighting the Pawnee and the Shoshone and the Shoshone, but it just goes to show you the hypocrisy of Christianism, of Catholicism, all right, of Mormonism, of Judaism, all right, all those isms, the hypocrisy of them, because the Mormons write in their own book that they know that the natives are Israelites. All right, they tell you in the Book of Mormon that they became dark because they were evil, and that was a curse but they were going to be. That curse is going to be removed from them one day. No, well, yeah, when you start lighting them up and started calling white people natives, all right. But the point is, though, is that they were aware that these people were Israelites, and they continued to murder, rape, to basically Micah 2:1. All right, that's what they did. All right, and they were very well aware.
No, I was gonna say. Even him coming to the woman, which when the serpent came to the woman in the garden, she made that pact. What ended up happening later? Eve ended up birthing that nigga. She ended up birthing Cain, the fucking devil, man. So what ended up happening? The same shit. He came back to the woman. That Eve is part of that bullshit because she pack back then and still in that cahoots to this day, man.
Yeah, she's in, and here's the flip side of that coin is that Esau's starting to reject her ass. Right? To this point, Esau don't even really want to afford bed rent anymore. Maybe low level Edomites, you know, they still want to get their ghetto gag around. But you know, the point is that the majority, what they don't realize is that the average white man, you know, a pale man, Edomite male, that's they look at them as that and nothing else. Right? They're right. You go right. Like, man, you gonna be the ghetto gagger for me and my homies.
Well, Esau's now saying fuck E too. He's only dealing with the upper echelon now. This is now everybody's resorting to their kind. If you're not of the elite, you're not going to be part of the elite. If you're part of one of them, you're part of one of them. Everybody's the dividing lines of
Egyptian versus Egyptian.
Yeah, Egyptian versus Egyptian.
That's why these broke ass Edomites are talking about us and we. All of a sudden, talking to Jake. Like, brother, we got to stand together. Now all of a sudden, you brother. Right.
Brother.
This is Micah 2:1. And it reads, woe to them that devise iniquity and work evil upon their beds. When the morning is light, they practice it because it is in the power of their hand. And they covet fields and take them by violence, and houses and take them away. So they oppress a man in his house, even a man in his heritage. Therefore, thus saith Yahweh, behold, against this family do I devise an evil, and that's the Edomite family, right? From which ye shall not remove your necks. Neither shall you go haughtily, for the time is evil. And the Wadi Yahweh, I mean, You know, it was some jakes that got caught up in them fires in LA, but the majority of the people that lost their homes were Edomites and many well-to-do.
Well,
That's how you know Hollywood is done.
right.
Did everybody see the video of James Woods crying? But he was laughing about the Palestinian genocide, but he was crying about his house though.
And a lot of them got their policies canceled.
They
ain't
got no insurance. And what was the last blockbuster hit James Woods been in? So you know,
Any given Sunday to be.
So anyway, it said, let me finish, brother. It says, and in that day one shall take up a parable against you and lament with the doleful lamentation and say, we be utterly spoiled. And that's what these Edomites are saying now. All right. He hath changed the portion of my people. How have he removed it from me? Turning away, he have divided our fields, man. So they divided up all our fields, changed the names of shit, moved in, took the better parts, pushed you off on the reservation, pushed you off into the ghetto, all right, and lived deliciously off of our pain and suffering, man. All right. And then, and to add insult to one injury, he created laws that kept us under his boot, under subjection, man. And murdered us freely and then counted himself not guilty. Somebody get that real quick. Yeah, Zachariah.
Feed you poison.
Right. Broke up your family.
Your grocery store is fucking 5 miles away. Ain't no fucking food. It's all
Food
bullshit. You got fucking taffy grapes and grapes with caramel and on it. That's just sharks on every other corner.
How were they?
Hot Cheetos and shit.
I don't eat them. My wife eats them. I be looking at it funny. She
Jake think that acidic.
I eat one. And that's it.
Yeah, that was the point. That was the point.
Jake eat takeout. Think that shit normal.
Yeah, you know you got Chinese food, and then you got to think when you go into Ishmael and the sharks, right? Ishmael don't eat that shit.
No, he do not.
Ishmael, you go west to past Cicero. Hey, they be packed in the motherfucking shawarma spots, man.
Hey, up north, it's one I go to on Foster. I go up there all the time, man. It's a Lebanese spot, man. That shit is, man. It's a spot on Foster, man. Matter of fact, that's where I tried to take y'all at that when we were leaving, you know, the dojo, and when it was closed because but yeah, because normally I'm like, damn, Ishmael gonna close. They never close on.
Man, take me there.
But yeah, it's a spot up there, man, and that's cool. And the main people that eat in that spot, when I go in there, be Edomites. It be Edomites. It be Ishmael coming there and eat too, because it's two. It's one across the street. Sometimes I go to them too, but they're a little bit more expensive. But they're Palestinian. But the Lebanese spot, man,
that's like,
and it's cheaper.
Yeah. I mean, I was doing when I first. It's a spot I go to by my job. He said, "Yeah, you can eat this. You can eat this all day because it's healthy.
It's healthy."
He said, "Our food is not. We make everything in house. The pita, He said, you can eat this as much as you want. It's healthy.
They make that roti.
Yeah,
real
they
thin bread like
pizza.
I've been eating it all week.
They say
roti.
You know, and they take care of me. You know, they put in, they make it. Even if I do a dash, they know it's me. You know, and they make it how I like to eat.
Hey Benji, you remember the joint where the Arab joint where they had the corned beef that was you got for yacht, but that one joint, the Arab joint, he'll know, he remembers. But they got the whole lamb. They got a whole lamb already skinned and everything, just still them hooks.
Oh, that's fine.
Yeah.
What street that is?
Those Arabs, like I remember going up top, and then the boss was like, "Man, if you really want some good food, go to East Indian joints, go to their halal stores with that normally their people go to only because they'll bring in stuff overseas that's not convoluted like American shit is convoluted."
Absolutely. That's one of the reasons why I go to this spot on Foster, man, for that very reason, because they're bringing in food. Because some of their own people coming in, and so they sit down and eat. They eat their own food. They sit down and eat. That's how you know. I've never seen any Elamite, any Ishmaelite, sit down the sharks and eat their own food.
No,
I've never seen that either.
Never.
Never.
Because they even the chicken, because they frying the chicken in the same thing they fry the catfish and shrimp in, and they don't eat that shit.
No, they got a bag of rice from their wife that they cooked at home. You know what I'm saying? Rice and the Mediterranean stuff that they cook. You know what I'm saying? They'll have that at for their lunch
while they at the work.
While they at work with a bunch of food they giving Jake.
Right here on 111, it's a grocery store. I went in that bitch. I got pissed off. I said, man, y'all motherfucking Ishmael in here. Y'all selling pork, all type of shit in this. I went off. But right here, up the street, this shit was crazy. I'm like, man, this shit.
Because they know who you are. They're part of that crafty council, bro.
So
Ishmael he gonna wear that ass with you for Ishmael.
It's a halal spot, right? Like real far, like a little past Harlem. And you see them eating their own food.
Because that's basically where Ishmael lives.
That's where they at.
And they eating their own fucking
the South Side was anyway.
Yeah.
That's mostly.
That's why we go to Baba Saj over there. We go to Baba Saj. There's a couple different spots because there's nothing but it's Ishmael over there at the joint. So you know that they're feeding better because it's still fucked up. The Lord said you're gonna eat your bread defiled. I don't give a fuck where you are. Your shit defiled versus where it would be if the Lord was ruling. Because the shit with the chemtrails, all this shit comes down to the ground. I don't care. I grow organic in the backyard, but if as soon as the rain comes on it, it's already defiled.
Yeah, I just watched a video where they put a camera on Pringles. Brothers don't eat Pringles.
Damn.
You don't want
It says potato crisp.
Man, there's no potatoes in Pringles
At all. That's why they call it a crisp.
It's no potato in it at all. And they put it under the microscope. And ain't nothing but shit. Everything on it is fucking alive, man. And they were scraping the bugs off and then just put that.
They get seasoned. That ain't ranch.
Man, so yeah, don't fuck with the Pringles, man. You be eating fucking bugs the whole time, man.
Yeah, Pringles are made good. Yes.
I'm gonna stick to my point.
Jack got a scripture, man.
God,
Bring it out, brother.
I got a scripture you called for. This is Zechariah 11:4. Thus said the Lord, my power, feed the flock of the slaughter, whose possessors slay them and hold themselves not guilty. And they that sell them say, blessed be the Lord, for I am rich. And their own shepherds pity them not.
The water, brother, and then the shepherds of our own, because many of our shepherds, sell out. A lot of them today, there will be the majority of them 501c3 and them it's Yisrael,
Jay Brewers.
When anytime you see Yisrael, right,
and
then them J Brews, those ones who are so ignorantly think that there's two sets of white people, they're tweaking, man. Right, the Japhet is right. So all the other white people is Japhet. And only the fake Jews is Edom.
You get a
that's what they believe, man. And that's complete. It's complete madness. It's not backed up by the scriptures, man. And all over the whole Gomer thing, and Gomer's not in this land anymore. All right.
Just like the Egyptians not in their land.
Exactly.
What don't y'all get?
I don't understand what's the difficulty. The land of Egypt is full of Arabs and Edomites.
When you look at the pottery of ancient Manoah,
come on, bro.
All right, ancient Greece, those were dark-skinned Japhites.
Yeah.
All right, weird ass pottery, black as hell. That's your Samoans.
No long ass hair.
Yeah.
Picts. That's what they were later called the Picts, because what did all them Samoans and Hawaiians do? They cover themselves in all them crazy tattoos, man.
The Maoris, the Maori niggas.
Tongans, exactly, man. It's just I don't understand why it's so difficult to understand that because what they do is they prescribe to Edomite superiority, which is all complete and total lies.
Yeah.
Right, and they don't acknowledge they don't acknowledge migrations. They don't acknowledge migration patterns in history. All right. They simply don't, and that Japhet was driven out of his land by Alexander. All right. And there's historical accounted. The most important one is the one in the Bible. But then you also have secular history and within encyclopedias, Britannica, and things of that nature that line up with exactly what the Apocrypha tells you.
Yeah, even in Greece, if you go to Greece right now, you'll see of course Jake and stuff, but what I mean is you'll see the Edomite Greeks, and then you will see these darker skinned Greeks.
The rituals.
You will see, you will still see that today. You're like, well, what the fuck are these?
Exactly.
What type of Greek are you? Well, that's because
Exactly.
that's more like a real Greek. A real Greek.
They be drawing their hair like their hair is today too.
Yeah.
That long silky shit.
You know?
Should be in their pictures too.
Oh, I had some even better ones.
Yeah, I was going through the list. It's a ton. If you go through those, especially after Pompeii and all that, you get a whole bunch of pictures of the Minoans before they were pushed the fuck out. You know what I'm saying? And you'll see them, and that's why Esau wants to get rid of the artifacts. That's why they break off the noses. That's why they break off the lips.
Well, that's what ISIS does.
Yeah.
Every time ISIS conquers and destroys another one of those Western Asian nations, like what they're doing in Libya, what they did in Iraq, and all those places, they go into the museums and they destroy the artifacts because the artifacts show you show you the artifacts of the time period of Greece and Rome, and it's showing you people that lived in different parts of Eurasia that was conquered in different parts. You know, it's showing you that they were people of color. All right, and that's the issue. So ISIS, the Israeli secret intelligence service. Because that's what the Israeli dude said from the Mossad. That's what he called it. But so you got these Israelis that dress up like Ishmael, like Arabs, with big beards. They grow their beards out and wear the rags and all that stuff. And people just assume that they're Ishmael, and they're not. Right? And then they go and they try to destroy the evidence. And that's what they do. And I've actually seen images of them destroying artifacts from and who goes into a museum and destroys shit? People go into museums and take shit. It's worth millions. It's worth money.
It's a movie, it's a movie based on I think it was World War I, where they was going and taking all of the pictures and stuff, and they were stealing them for the.
There's a comedy special with a comedy special with Richard Pryor.
Yeah.
When he went inside and they just locked his ass inside.
For the Russian, I have some images. The brother over in Kwan, the brother over in the London camp, he brought out this video, and I took screenshots of it. It was just so heavy, man. But it was screenshots of Jewish Russian soldiers,
beautiful,
leaving that were destroying churches that were full of dark images of the Lord, that went back to the 13th century, the 12th century. They were and all these. So you saw these Jewish soldiers walking out with 7 candle menorahs. It's not 9. It doesn't say in the midst of the 9 candlesticks. It says in the midst of the 7 candlesticks. Right. So when you see people like Vocab Malone putting up videos with Hebrews and a 9, a 9-stick menorah, that you already know that's some Asian activity. All right. But we're getting back to the video. In that video, Deuteronomy 33:29. But in that video, it showed all these Jewish Russian soldiers leaving out of these churches, carrying all these artifacts of a black Madonna, a black Yahushai, for brown, dark complected images of saints and stuff. So why is that? They were trying to, but guess what? They weren't destroying. They was taking that shit because they know that it's going to be worth money. So a lot of these artifacts, like the ones that Putin brought out, when he opened up them vaults, a lot of these wealthy people are sitting on that shit. They hold that shit, man. Yeah. So they're very well aware, man.
Did you want to play some of the videos you have?
We kind of talked about it. We didn't really need
to. You want the Deuteronomy?
Bible shot, brother.
This is Deuteronomy chapter 33, verse 29. It says, Happy art thou, O Israel. Who is like unto thee, O people saved by the Lord? The shield of thy help, and who is the sword of thy excellency? And thine enemies shall be found liars unto thee, and thou shalt tread upon their high places.
Now, you gotta understand, just speaking the truth is literally standing on the neck of Esau. He don't like it, man.
Oh, yeah.
That's right.
You're just speaking the truth because we live in a society that is 100% built and based upon fraudulent history, lies, whitewashed history, right? And and I guess it's like a video that I did the other day where this Edomite said it. I wish I could find it. It might have been on TikTok, and but nevertheless, he said that the reason why Edomites have such a hard time facing the truth, because what that means is they have to admit that their father was a racist liar, that their mother endorsed racist lies, that their grandmother and their grandfather, their aunts and uncles, that their teachers, that their pastors, the elders in their churches, they have to admit that they were lied to purposely, which is why they don't like critical race historical facts. I will not call it theory. You can't take a historical fact and then make it theory. You make it theory if it's taught in the school, because it's shameful to little Tommy's coming home ashamed of being white, which is some made up shit anyway. Because he's being told by his teachers and his classmates that his forefathers were colonizers. Well, they fucking were. All right. That's how that's why you live the way you live. All right. And then and then everything that you accuse people of color of is how white people got above. None but subsidies from the government, loans and things, grants that they never had to pay back, homes, property, and land that was just given to them, opportunities that was just given to them. And while the people who worked and built the place up for fucking free, all right, were left out of that loop for forever, all the way up until about 1964. And then even when 1964 happened, they still weren't really a part of it. And then you get mad at something as simple as affirmative action, as if that makes a difference in 400 fucking years man, get the fuck out of here.
And to be honest, realistically speaking, the black counterpart is more qualified for the job any fucking way.
That's right.
All right, and everybody fucking knows that. Niggas didn't get no bailouts in 2008.
Come on,
right.
All right, the big banks got the bailouts.
They didn't get fireman jobs either.
right.
That was given to you crackers for generations, man.
That's right.
Yep.
Niggas don't receive billions every year like Israel, the state of Israel.
On the contrary, they was at some place in Africa trying to get billions to niggas in America. Yeah, Gaddafi, and America blocked it.
Yep.
Yeah. Well, they killed them
because they want the darkness.
They did that. Matter of fact, it was said that Libya at that time was the best country to live in.
Yeah.
That you got free college, free education. If you got married, you got a house. You got a right. You got a car. And they said if you wanted to go to school abroad to get an education, the government paid for it. They did that for their people, man.
Do the water pipeline.
And what was he trying to do? Gaddafi was trying to. They were trying to call him the king of Africa because he was trying to take all the African nations and make their own currency to deal with. Basically, he was trying to be autonomous. He wasn't trying to be the T word. He wasn't trying to start no wars. He was trying to create autonomous wealth for Ishmael and Ham. That's what he was doing. And Esau pissed through blew a gasket. Right. He blew a gasket.
He's a terrorist.
Put his face on every news channel and just told the lie over and over again that he was a T. And then they murdered his family, murdered him in the most fucked up way, murdered his sons.
Right. His son, this was years ago, even before I came into the truth. Yeah, his son was like, the Libyan people will never accept NATO. We'll never accept the Americans. He said, the Libyan people are not a piece of cake. We are not a Mickey Mouse. You know?
Now where he at now?
You was in the truth.
when he said that?
Well, nevertheless, they killed him.
Where he at now?
Man, go.
He's
losing. Wow, yeah,
Damn. Was
Got
I-
the break.
was it- okay.
I got a precept for what you said. Bring it out. Rock 41:6. The inheritance of sinners' children shall perish, and their posterity shall have perpetual reproach. The children will complain of the ungodly father because they shall be reproached for his sake.
And that's why they hate what they call critical race theory. No, I don't call it that. I call it critical race facts.
That's right.
All right, and you can't take factual history and make it theory because it makes little Tommy and little Bradford feel some kind of way, man.
Bernard.
All right.
Well, like you said, they don't want to be known as colonizers and teach their kids this, but it wasn't originally called the states; it was called the 13 colonies.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Colonized it.
Well, it was, but flip side of that coin, though, is the colonies was really set up by Moors in the beginning. Esau took it over. So and those Moors were Jakes. That's why they were able to come over here and that's a whole other lesson right there. That's a deep historical lesson. But that's why Jake was able to come over here and get up with Gad and all that shit in the beginning because they knew that they were the same people. So yeah, that's a heavy lesson right there. All right, and then Esau came and took all that shit over. Right. That's the whole saying with what's his name? Because the first presidents were Jake. Right. And then what's his name? Washington saying, I cannot lie, I chopped down a cherry tree. And I didn't learn this until a couple years back, that the cherry tree was a symbol of the Moroccan flag, or the Moorish flag, not the Moroccan flag. But that was a part, so when he chopped down the cherry tree, basically, I chopped down them niggas. This our shit now. That's why Ben Franklin wrote that letter about how mad he was about the swarthy and tawniness of America.
Right.
We need to make America white. We need to make America pale like us. And he talked about the swarthiness of Europe. Europe is the rest of the world. It was swarthy and tawny outside of Britain and America. And he wanted to keep America white.
White.
All right. Because a lot of them people, because that'll be a long end. Because a lot of those people, what you call, even Apostle Tahars talked about this. The Huguenots. They were Huguenots, and those were the Israelites that left Portugal and Spain. When they left Portugal, when they were taken out of power, the ones that didn't get sold into slavery, and the ones who were wealthy that stayed, kept a little something, they scattered throughout Europe. And then they came to America and they started calling themselves the Huguenots because that dude, Paul Revere, the famous story, you always see him as a white man.
Right.
Paul Revere was one of them Huguenots. So he wasn't white at all. So once again, whitewashed, false, fake, fraudulent history and how these people have elevated themselves. All right. And they're a bunch of fucking liars, man. All right. We're gonna get ready to wrap it up. Any last scriptures? 2nd Ezra 6, 27, 28. Bible shot.
Second Ezra 15.
6-28. This is 2nd Ezra 6-28. 27. It says, for evil shall be put out, and deceit shall be quenched. As for faith, it shall flourish, corruption shall be overcome. And the truth which hath been so long without fruit shall be declared.
And that's what's happening, man. I mean, everything that we said, we have been trampling upon their high places. Because, like I said, when your whole mountain is a mountain of lies, truth is like a fire to ice. Eventually, that ice is gonna melt, man. All right. Hey, so with that, you got one?
Yeah, I have this 2 Corinthians 10. I'm gonna start at 4, but the point is in 5. For the weapons of our warfare are not carnal, but mighty through the Most High power of God, pulling down strongholds, casting down imaginations and every high thing that exalted itself against the knowledge of the Most High power of God, and bringing it into captivity, every thought to the obedience of Mashiach. And that scripture go perfect with this because it's taking them down, man. Everything is being exposed now. Ain't nothing hid no more. So now all of this shit that they tried to keep us enslaved under through this fucking hypocrisy.
Right.
You know, now you seeing the truth. And you can't hide it no more.
Yeah,
You
it
can't
is,
sweep it under the rug.
Yeah.
Man.
So Esau gonna be singing that song. They see fire. That fire's coming, man. Okay, so with that, we're gonna give all praise, all honor and glory unto
Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahweh Shai, Ba'ashem, Rakakadash, Kwam Yashrala, Abba Baba.
Turn those machines.